There are some very effective ways to build courage so that it gets you past the obstacles in life. One of the key things that you have to understand about building courage is because there is a need for courage, it means that there's also a presence of fear. And what happens so often, the reason why we never actually access the courage that's within us is because we're focusing on what we're afraid of. We're focusing on our fears. So this is lesson number one. For you to build your courage, or better yet, not so much just to build it, but to access it, to get your hands on it, you cannot focus on your fears. You focus on courage as if it was an object itself, as if courage itself is the goal. Of course, you don't lose sight of the actual goals that you're going for, but the purpose of focusing on courage as an object, it helps it to become more real in your mind and in your soul. Because you remember, fear can be just as real in a person's mind and soul. If you concentrate on the fear, you're going to miss sight of your courage. Every person has that within them. It's not that you have to go looking for it, you just have to get to it. It's kind of like standing on one end of a football field in front of a goal, and then you're looking at the goal at the other end of the field. You don't have to find the goal. It's there. All you have to do is get through all of the various obstacles and the various hindrances to reach the goal. That's it. That's all that you have to do. So rule number one, focus on courage. Now, what that means is you start to recognize that by getting to that goal, by getting to the object, which is courage in this case, there's a whole lot of benefits and rewards to be had. Now, that also sweetens the pot. It doesn't just allow courage to loom huge in your mind as a reality, but with it, you recognize that there's so many things that you're going to gain. That's the key thing to remember, because after all, isn't that what life is about? Life is about building it to the specifications that suit your needs, your wants, and your desires. And yeah, a lot of times there are going to be people who are going to get in the way of that or try to. There are going to be circumstances that pop up that kind of like derail our progress towards the goal. But the end result is to reach the goal no matter what. So when you're going for your goal, when you're reaching out for that goal, remember that courage is the goal. It is the object. And once you got your hands on it, you can do anything. And then you're going to start to see that perhaps your fears are kind of like not as big as you thought they were. It kind of reminds me of the Wizard of Oz. All that time the Dorothy and the Tin Man and the Scarecrow were hearing this great big booming voice of Oz, just to find out that he was just this little short dude behind a curtain with a microphone. That's how our fears are. Our fears amplify themselves within our emotional state to the point they look so big that we start to believe that we can't circumnavigate them, that we can't get around them. But we can, and we can do that if we focus on courage as the object. Rule number one. Well, my name is Dave Thomas III. I'm the author of my little book of truisms, and this has been your moment of truth for today.